G'day folks, welcome back to All Will Fall. We're at episode 4, I think, at our second look at this game. We've got a lot of problems in the previous episode, which I would say we successfully handled, despite us getting very, very close to disaster there. We are looking pretty bad on the junk front, which doesn't help when it comes to water production, because that's our primary way of getting water. I don't know if maybe it was a good idea for us to remove the wood water boilers or not, because maybe in emergency situations we could, shift our workforce from these junk water converter tower things to the wood ones, when we really, really need it. So perhaps maybe we could pivot back to that if we really need to, but I am not really stressing too much because I feel like we do still have a bit of this junk coming in. And we've got plenty of other junk sort of strewn about here in this direction as well. So perhaps maybe if we just, figure out a way to get to all of this junk, we could be in a decent spot. So I guess the key is going to be just building out our little settlement in that direction without causing things to break down and become destroyed, obviously. So let's try our best. I think that might work. We'll be able to get people across there, so that's good. And then we want people being able to cross over to this side as well. There's a little bit of junk up there, which I think we should just simply try to grab. So let's try and work towards that and, yeah, try to get people across, obviously. So maybe let's start there. Yeah, we can immediately get across like so. And we are at sea level over here, so there's no risk of the water rising or anything like that. So yeah, I think we should be able to make this work. And then there's a little bit of fuel here. I don't know if our guys would be able to work on getting that fuel or not. Maybe they might have the ability to get to it, because I don't really have a lot of fuel. I've got like 15 in reserve there, which, I don't really know what we're going to need it for, but assuming as we move towards some of the, later tech, we might actually have a need for some of that fuel. Can we actually get to this? Maybe it's better if I do... Yeah, okay, that's not gonna work. Bear with me. So if I get rid of that... Maybe get rid of that as well. I'll be able to place one of these pieces, perhaps. No. Seems a bit precarious trying to get it in here. I think this is just about to collapse, but we don't have anything out there, so it should be okay. Maybe what I could do is... yeah, get these two in here, and then with any luck... Okay, that's not gonna hold. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be a little bit of a tough exercise trying to get to, but look, we're not too desperate, so let's leave it for now. We do have a couple of events here. There's the sailing trader, and if we give away the goods that we have, which we have no need for goods at the moment, we will get a nice injection of junk. I think that's maybe a good idea for us to do. Just so that we can continue to get our water production being made. But yeah, let's try and increase the priority on that. Hopefully people can actually reach that. Ah, no, there is no way in here just yet. Okay, we're gonna need to work out a way for people to get there. That's fine. That's, I think, easily solvable. We'll get rid of that. Yeah, people should be able to reach now. Yeah, so there are a few event crates strewn about, which I am keen on trying to see if we can hit, but do I have the workforce to do that? Not exactly. I'd have to steal from somewhere. I do have a couple of engineers here. Maybe I can take them. I'll put, like, one sailor in there, and using the 2 engineers, I should be able to clear some of these event crates. So let's send those 2 there. There's another event here. Stop playing with us. We had more food for just 1 day, and you changed it back again after just 1 day. This is how things are going to be around here. Look, things are tough right now. 1 day wasn't enough for you. Man. These are huge loyalty hits, and this is a little bit of an influence hit as well. We don't really have a lot of influence. I don't recall bringing our food rations down, though. But are we saying that we don't have enough food? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that happened, because we did bump up our food a little bit. So I might just ignore this. I hope for the best. Maybe there could be something bad that happens if we don't address it. Anyway, I'm gonna continue building out this way. And we'll need people getting to this event crate as well, but the main reason why we're out here is because I want to try and get to all of this junk. And I'll be obviously building a whole bunch of, you know, cranes. What is this? Pile of tools. Now that is a resource we have not seen. So I am actually keen on trying to see what that's going to do for us. Question is, how can I get there? I think this is solid ground right underneath us, so people should be able to get to that. Can I prioritize that? Yeah, okay. I most certainly can. So we should be able to get there. Alright. And, our workers should be coming out now, so how's our crane doing on that side? They're still doing well with gathering the junk there. Got another event, old paintings. It seems this box contains some old paintings. While not worth much now, maybe they should be preserved as part of our old culture. As soon as money is back, we are selling them. Paint my face on them and hang them inside every house. We get some influence there. I don't know, maybe we should take in a little bit of loyalty, bringing the engineers up to 8 at the very least to get more perks. Maybe that should help us. So we've got a little bit of low tide here. Oh, actually no, this is a direct sea level drop. So it's a good thing we didn't really try to get this, because, yeah, we would have had to start again anyway and try to get even lower. Got a little bit of food tucked away in there. Alright. And I do want people to work on some of these sections that seem damaged, but I don't know. Is that entirely necessary right now? Maybe not. Plus, you know, some of this stuff is only holding because we've got some of these in place, so maybe we do want to be a little bit careful. Let's build towards this side. And on this side, I might actually allow people to climb all the way up, and then we should be able to get some of this junk here. So again, high priority there. But let's take a look at the consumption on other things. So water is, again, dwindling. So is wood, actually. Got some metal over there. Wonder if there's a way for us to get underneath this section. I suppose maybe what I could do is I could have folks trying to remove all of that. Yeah, okay, so they're having trouble reaching some of these. I think it's because that's not in the right place. So let's just make sure that we have a pathway for these guys to work with. And once that's removed, we should be able to build another ladder that leads down. Get a little bit of this junk over here. And we'll try and work our way towards the fuel. There's a big pile of wood just sitting over there. How are we going on this side? Okay. There's another crate over there, which we could go for, but I might just work on this one first. So let's send a couple of our engineers there. And we're getting quite close to being able to reveal, you know, what's going on with this tower. So no more junk there. I will need to shift this a little bit. And this could be a bit problematic, but we'll try our best. Okay, yeah, I guess it works. Okay, I take that back. Take that back. We might need a few gaps. Yeah, okay. It will crumble somewhat, but I'm hoping we might be able to move this just over there. Yeah, it is holding. Yeah, does that have access? I think so. Yeah, okay. Cool. So that should still be able to collect. And yeah, our guys are still obviously working on getting more junk in various locations. I will accept that. And yeah, we should be able to get to that as well. That's very easy. Let's just build that. Again, high priority for that junk. Now, I'm reluctant to get rid of some of these because if more junk spawns, we may actually be able to utilize this in the same manner anyway. So, you know, let's see. We've got chocolate apparently, while while scavenging around, someone found a box full of chocolate bars. This might be the last time we will ever get to eat chocolate again. Will he use it for treats for those who listen to me? Oh, who do we want to appease? I mean, we do get a bit of a negative hit on loyalty for any of the other ones. Who should we do it for? I think maybe the engineers would be a good idea because they've been pretty low so far. We give them a big boost at the expense of everyone else. Unfortunately, the workers are going down to 7, so I'm not happy about that, but we'll try and bring them back up again. Okay, things are looking good. Yeah, our junk production, again, we still need to ramp that up quite a bit. I do see quite a bit down there. We should be able to reach that very easily. I say that in haste, actually. Maybe this is a bit more of a challenge. Oh, maybe it'll work. If I can just get the right angle here. I think we've reached it. Yeah, okay, good. So, prioritize that. Now, all we need is actually some more citizens because, again, I feel like we don't really have enough workers. Not enough junk in storage. Everyone's sort of waiting for junk. And I feel like I do want to think about rearranging some of this stuff. These guys need junk as well to output some metal. Do we need metal right now? So I'm thinking we probably don't. So we can take the workers off and we can redirect our efforts elsewhere. Actually, the 2 engineers I will keep using to clear out some of these events. So we did see an event crate right here, which should be easy enough to get to. So let's send them out that way. Okay, and one thing that we haven't really done though is doing additional research here. So now that we've got the metal and we've got a little bit of fuel, I don't know if that's going to be enough fuel for some research, but at least we've got a little bit of metal to work with. So I do want something like fuel to water, so we can keep making water when we find enough fuel. Very big reliance on finding fuel though. That reminds me, I can probably get a junk gathering boat and put a couple of sailors in there. And wood to fuel. I think we consistently find wood. So this is maybe not a bad idea to research first, in fact. And then once we get more fuel in, we should be able to research the other one to produce water. And, yeah, we should be able to hopefully produce the necessary fuel, I guess, to make that happen. Trapped inside. Captain, one of our people fell through a broken floor and got trapped inside. We need to get them out of there. Supplies until help arrives. Do they see anything valuable down there? We get plus 20 influence for this. Though our workers are really unhappy. So I think we should actually take the happiness and take a bit of a hit on water and food. I think we can afford it. So let's do that. Yeah, everyone seems unhappy. Oh, you know what? I think it's because I ignored the whole food situation. Yikes. Alright. That was a bit of a hit, but all good, all good. Alright, so it is night, so we'll let people rest up. And speaking of resting up and being social and all that sort of stuff, I think I do want to focus a little bit more in this episode to make people happier with all of the social sort of buildings that we have access to. So we should actually get to that. So let me maybe slow down time a little bit, and then let's see what kind of decorative pieces we can use. So these tires, they kind of look alright. I don't know about people hanging. I don't know if these are real, like, people that have been strung up. Seems a little bit ominous. But I reckon we can go with some of the other stuff, like this, for instance. This requires junk and wood, though, so we do need to be mindful of what it is we're actually using to make a lot of this stuff. Water and wood. I don't know if I can take the water hit, to be honest. So maybe junk and wood is okay. Light beams. Oh, so this, like, just protrudes outwards. Okay, interesting. But I don't know what's underneath it, though. But yeah, let's do stuff like this. Why am I not getting the option, though? Oh, okay, we've ran out of junk. Yeah, junk is a limiting factor. Spikes? Do we want spikes? And what about this? Food. This takes up food and 2 wood. Right. Man, these are all tough choices. I need to wait for more junk to come in, actually. Because, I don't have what it takes to build some of this stuff. Alright, so we've got a little bit more junk now. Let's get to it. But I won't be able to build too much, but that's okay. Tires. And I think there is a bit of a trick to this, if I'm not mistaken, but you can build some of these to sort of cross between 2 of the homes, right? So both of those homes get affected. Something like that. That seems like a good idea to me. So we tried to do something like that. So yeah, trying to bump up all of the happiness of our guys here. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. But we shouldn't overdo this, because otherwise we'll run out of stuff we actually need to survive. So I reckon maybe just one more bunch like that. I think that should do it, at least for the time being. So hopefully we'll see happiness starting to climb up a little bit more. I could maybe do some roofs, just to top things up a little bit more. We're at 5 for the workers, though, so that concerns me. Word spreads. We do have people coming in, I guess. So, yes, we will actually welcome everyone, because I need the workers. And we need to figure out where we're going to house these people. So, I say maybe we just do a couple more houses over here. One thing that I was sort of thinking about is, do I want to have a space where people can come up and down, maybe, you know, somewhere here, so maybe we can build like a bit of a staircase that lets people sort of traverse up to the second story, so people can reach like more houses. That way people are not traversing just, you know, this section here. Okay, so we've got more workforce. Let's put people into whatever is available to take people. And I do have a couple more sailors now. That is good news, because I kind of want boats. So let's get our junk boats. I need another 15 junk. Look, I was asking the question previously, how do we get to our boats? I didn't realize that we do actually have these boat symbols down here. So, yeah, that's how you do it. So if you can't find your boats, you should be able to find them that way. Okay, how are we going? Okay, no more junk over on this side. That is definitely problematic. Which means we're going to want to try and get the junk available here. Or maybe even here. So let's get to building in that direction. So I think we can do something like that, and then we should be able to add these pieces in. I just hope that we can extend it like enough to reach the junk. I think that might do it. But we do need to make sure that people can actually get into the workplace as well. So maybe I'll just add these pieces here. I think that should do it. Let's bring this across. Why did that not go across? Something is not playing nice here. Give me a sec. Maybe we just extend this completely. See how we go. There we go. Alright, that should work. And people should be able to get into the workplace like so. Workers need a path to reach the workplace. Apparently this is still a problem. Why? There's a bit of junk there, which I want people to prioritize. What is going on? Oh, okay, there must be something blocking the way to get up this way. What is it then? Maybe people can't get through this area here. Maybe if I do something like that. Yeah, okay, that was the problem there. I guess these are gaps, so people can't exactly step through them. And it makes sense. Okay, goodness me. We've got a Junknado coming in. That's actually good news for us, to be fair. We still have a couple of our engineers not really doing too much. So we should be able to get our engineers working on research, to be fair. Because we have been ignoring our research for quite a bit. Food is looking good. Water is looking okay, could be better. But I think that's probably a little bit low just because of the amount of junk that we've been able to get in. And I'm sort of hoping that we'll be able to change that once we get this boat in. So let's go back to that. Junk boat. So just waiting on just a little bit more of an influx of junk coming in. What's going on here? Couldn't find an empty dock. Oh, that shouldn't be a problem. Should sort itself out. More stuff about to collapse. This little section here. I mean, that doesn't seem like a problem to me, but what could be good is to use this as a learning opportunity to see if we can resolve the issue. So you can either use cranes or you can use people from the demolition team to try and fix the problem, if I'm not mistaken, right? So if I prioritize that, I wonder if that will resolve the issue. But anyway, we're gonna have to wait regardless. I think it's night. Yeah, okay, so people are resting. Poor guy. Oh, Lord. Oh God, we are at a very, very low happiness level for our workers. I'm gonna see if we can't fix that somehow. Okay, so we are allowing them to consume that amount of water, but they're not actually getting it, and I think that might be the problem. People are dehydrated. Some of your people are dehydrated and might end up dead if you don't do anything about it. Dehydrated citizens are remaining. Yeah, okay. So I'm not sure why they're getting dehydrated. We do have water. But perhaps what we want to do is get another boiler in. I can sacrifice wood. And we can start making, you know, more water. I think maybe the thing that we can do on this front is we can maybe toggle whether or not we have people in there. In fact, because we've got a low amount of junk, maybe it's a good idea for us to take like one of our workers away from there and just drop them in here. Because we can consistently make water from the boilers. More collapsing buildings. Oh, and I think we managed to resolve this issue over here. But we've got even more sections that are about to collapse, like here for instance. Okay, that resolved itself, in fact, so that's pretty good. And this might actually get resolved as well. Alright. I mean, I don't mind those events, but I reckon they're happening a little bit too often for my liking. Another event here. Yeah, dehydration. This is no joke. What I'll do is I'll tuck that there, and I'm gonna get people to build a second one. And I'll pull workers from there, drop them in here. Yeah, dehydrated people. We've got 5 dehydrated people. And I guess these guys will die if we don't get them hydrated within the time frame. So I wonder when they actually go and fetch the water. That person looked like they were maybe getting some water. A ship with passengers. Workers gain 1 more loyalty, minus 20 influence. I could do with more workers. I don't necessarily have housing or resources to sustain these guys. I think we only need the 1 house for now, so let's stop there. Now we've got 6 people who are dehydrated. When do these guys actually stop to take a drink? I don't really understand that. Now we've got 7 people. Yeah, we might see some deaths here, which is not ideal. 11 people dehydrated. Goodness me. Alright. I feel like I saw a source of water somewhere down here. It's a little bit difficult to get to. Yeah, okay. So, did we get a hit on our number of workers? Possibly. Was not paying attention to the numbers just then, so I can't tell if we've lost people. We may have. Haven't exactly lost the game just yet, though. I don't know if we could get overthrown as the leader, or what happens exactly. But yeah, let's try and bring more water up. Do I have any extra hands? I don't really do I? Do need a little bit more junk there. Let's pause for a second here. So, the mysterious building. Captain, remember that mysterious building? I think we can now get to the entrance. We should probably send someone to explore it. Who knows what we'll find inside. Assign some people to it in order to find out more. Will do, eventually. And then we've got an exploded space rocket. What? Is that a giant space rocket? It looks like one of those private space rockets that was supposed to save humanity in case of a disaster. So much for saving the world. Anyway, should we tear it down for some materials or what? Could sailors reuse it? Not available in the demo. Ask engineers about it. Okay. Let's get all the metal. How about not blowing everything up? I'm not entirely sure what sort of outcome that would give us. But I don't mind trying to get more metal from it. Yeah. We've definitely taken a bit of a hit here. Some of our sailors have died. So that's not great. And we've got a couple more dehydrated sailors as well. Yeah, so periodically people are going to die if we don't address dehydration. I just don't understand why they're not grabbing the water at times like this, for instance, at night. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to make of that and whether or not people can, you know, or we can help people get water quicker. There's some water here, which might be a good thing for us to try and aim for. So we should, I think, be able to just quickly support that. And then we get people walking around there, and yeah, let's prioritize that. Definitely need that. How's our junk collecting going? Okay, we've lost one person who was actually working on that. So we'll take everyone off of the water production from those junk converters. I do need our sailors operating in these boats. Empty docks. Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. These docks are now blocked because of the water receding. Man, that is problematic for us, isn't it? I'm just trying to think of whether or not there's an alternative place that we can move our docks to. But I also don't know if it's worth trying to do that because we've already got the water rising again. So I think I might ignore it for now, but I think I could potentially move our docks on this platform over here. It will take them a little bit of time to get everywhere else though, not being central. Or I could build all the way out here. I'll see what we can do trying to utilize this space. Does scare me a little bit though, because we don't have a lot of support. But I think I could make it work. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. So if I move these, so we could move one over here, and then move this one over here. The dock is inaccessible by boat. Really? It looks pretty accessible to me. Or perhaps the water is a little bit too low. That could be the reason. In which case, I could maybe move these back, since the rain is coming in again. But we're gonna need to try and sort out a new home for all of our docks. It's one thing after the other. And our fishing boat has stopped operating here. That's definitely a problem. Goodness me. Alright. Let's get one more water boiler in. Just in that spot there. Again, trying to keep all the stink together still. Yeah, let's get people moving in this direction. So the demo squad should be working on these walls. That's exactly what we want. We probably do want them working on maybe that piece over there, just so that we can try to access the lower section there. Yeah, our boats are operating now, thanks to the water having risen again. But we do have this permanent sea level drop, which means that that will take all of our boats out of action. So we need to account for that. Got a little bit more junk here. Definitely want people working on that. Okay. Now this is gonna collapse. Should we do anything about it? I don't really think we need to worry too much on that front. Do you have the sailing trader? I don't think we really need to interact with them right now. Yeah, and then just the collapsing building there, so... Okay, so how are we looking for resources here? So water is still obviously a problem. Let's get a couple of our engineers in there, trying to work on more water. I probably do want to get more citizens in, since we lost quite a few. Yeah, dire straits constantly. I feel this game provides quite a bit of a challenge trying to balance absolutely everything. Either that or I'm just simply bad at the game. Take your pick. So we could try to work our way out here to gather some of this junk. But yeah, I'm glad that I do have this crane. I think we can just move the crane in this position, to be honest. Try to gather the junk over there. So it shouldn't really be too much of an issue. Let's move you right there. And some of that junk is going to fall, but that's okay. I do want to accept that. And I'm happy for our workers to try and collect all of this, to be honest. There we go. So the problem is I don't have anyone to operate that crane, and maybe it's a better idea for us to take a couple of our workers out of the gathering huts and place them in here. Oh, we need engineers operating that. My bad. My bad, my bad. Okay. We're very specific here. Okay, so let's get one engineer in. Do we have any other engineers working somewhere else? Yeah, okay, the water production. So steal one worker from there, throw them in there, and we get that engineer working in here. I really do need to try and build up a junk supply, and perhaps maybe this is the strategy where we sort of juggle between the workforce making water using wood or using junk. Easier said than done. Alright, let's see this. Yeah, okay, so we should see an influx of junk coming in. Food has been pretty consistent though, thanks to these 2 mushroom farms. Word spreads, yes, we welcome everyone. And housing shouldn't be a problem because people can just live in dead people's homes. Another building collapsing? Oh, okay, it's still this one. I thought we did this already, or is this a second batch? Maybe it is a second batch. There we go. Alright. No, we've got 4 new workers here. So let's try and utilize them. So I think we can maybe get more of the water production going. Might be a little excessive, but maybe considering what happened to us with the dehydration, it's a good idea to just, you know, top up our water reserves as much as possible. We didn't really get any sailors in that though, so that is a bit worrying. I would like, you know, a sailor or 2 to gather more wood and to gather, you know, fish. So we still have a couple of the boats gathering wood. So that should hopefully keep our wood reserves up a little bit. But I feel like we might need to pivot back to junk to make more water. Yeah, very worrying indeed. So our demolition guys, they don't always work because there's not a lot of stuff to demolish consistently. So I'm gonna see if I can get them working towards this area here. There's a big pile of wood tucked away right here. So it'd be good if our gatherers have access to that. So I think that should keep them busy. A half-sunken boat appears. So if we deconstruct that, we get wood, or we could patch it up for an extra boat. But this will likely only give us like a regular old boat, which only gathers wood. So I think deconstructing it is the right option here, because our wood reserves are going a little bit low. Probably do want to try and make my way into here somehow. I think it's possible for us to get this done. So if we extend things like that, and I think maybe what we could do is just get rid of that piece there. Replace it with ladders, like so. Not only will our demolitions guys be working quite a bit here, but we should be able to get this batch of water. Can our guys demolish this? I'm not sure. Maybe we are missing a technology for that. Let's just have a look at a research pane very quickly. I think this might be it. Deconstructing walls from metal. So we'll need to gather some fuel from somewhere. And we do have a little bit of fuel down here, which would be good if we can try and access that. So we were preparing to try and get here. Let's make it happen. Okay, so high priority there. And subsequently, we should also be able to get people moving down this way, which means that gives us access to all of this, I think. Or are we saying this is just something that we can detonate? Can we gather it? Or perhaps maybe there's a research technology that I need to complete before being able to do that. So we've got the demolition hut, metal gathering hut, which I don't think we have a metal gathering hut set up, in fact. So that could be a new building that we decide to construct. In fact, I might actually do that. We've got a couple of regular gathering huts. Might be a decent idea to get this in. But I don't exactly have the workforce for it, so still a bit of a problem. Look at all the junk down there. That's a huge pile. Alright, so we don't have access to the junk piles anymore here, so we're just gonna need to work on fixing that up. Jeez. It's relentless, this game. One thing after the other. Alright, so just quickly move you up that way. So that should clear up that one, and then we should be able to also then rotate to clear up the other one as well. Where are we? Junk. Still looking really low. I guess it's because I have been producing a lot of water with our guys sort of activating these. So I think because we're looking pretty decent on the waterfront, I might actually pull some of these guys out to give us a little bit more junk. Is it alright perhaps maybe to leave one worker in there? Maybe I'll leave an engineer in one of them. That way I can pop, I would say, at least one worker in here. This only takes workers as well, so that's a bit of a concern. I'll throw you in there. And then... I've got a couple of engineers. Can place them back into the lab. And we can try to research stuff. Is there anything here about fuel gathering? It doesn't exactly say fuel gathering. We've got wood to fuel. And perhaps maybe that's something that we do need to just make. Wood to fuel. This thing is huge. And it is a polluter as well. Yeah, I guess we could place it there. Yeah, so our permanent reduction in sea level is now becoming a problem. So what I'm gonna do temporarily, until we fix the dock problem, is we'll take all of our sailors out of those boats and we'll utilize them elsewhere. Like, they can go and start gathering. Does this say that they would collect fuel? No. This says that they would collect metal. And metal only. So I guess maybe you can't collect this, or... I'm not sure which group or which gathering hut allows you to collect the fuel. Yeah, I don't think that there is a way to gather fuel. Perhaps maybe just using a fuel crane, which is at the moment locked in the demo. So perhaps we could just simply detonate this, but I would like this to be cleared out before that even happens. So we can start preparing for that. We can get rid of all of that. And yeah, once this is all cleared up, do we care about the event crate? Maybe we don't need to worry about it too much. But yeah, I do need to sort out the dock, don't I? So... So I think the plan is for us to get ourselves all the way down here. As much as I hate that, you know, people are going to be slowed down with ladders, I do feel like it's the best option when you're dealing with tight spaces. So that looks good. We probably do want our demolition guys working on these as well, just to clear those up. And I think from here we can then consider placing the dock in the right spot, which is down here. Maybe we can face 2 docks facing opposite ways, but at least one of them can be operational right now. We might even be able to squeeze the other one in. Yeah, like that. Now we just need those sailors back in there. Oh, getting the boats to go around this middle section is going to be a bit problematic, though. How are we doing? We are doing alright. The junk production is a little low, but wood is becoming a concern now. And that's probably because we don't have, you know, our sailors gathering wood from the ocean. So let's get our sailors in. Couldn't find an empty dock. Surely they should be able to reach down here. I mean, I see workers coming down to try and remove, you know, some of these, what do you call these, bollards, fencing. So it should be possible for them to come through here. We do have that, which, as I said, I do want to try and grab. But I think there might be a bit of a gap between there, so I might need to just try to build across. This is going to use up a little bit of wood, though, and I am a bit concerned. We might need to tidy up some of our builds a little bit here to recover some much-needed wood. And we only have one person doing some gathering, which is not ideal. Get our engineers back doing some gathering. And we do have a bit of water, so we have some water reserves. So I'll take a few people off of water production. And yeah, I don't mind watching our water dwindle a little bit. And we do have more people coming in here, so yes, we will welcome all the people. And we will probably need to house some of them, or yeah, maybe housing is not a problem just yet. So thank goodness for that. Alright, I feel like this has been a bit of a crazy episode. A lot of things to resolve. Similar to the previous episode, in fact. So no doubt that when we come back, we're going to immediately have to try and resolve our wood reserves. So that's going to be our next priority. But for now, this is where we'll leave it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop me a like down below if you enjoyed it. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.